I've handled thousands of lawsuits in my 34-year practice here in Albuquerque, and one of my favorite cases and favorite clients was Stella Liebeck, a 79-year-old woman who had just moved here from Tucson to be near her family, and she and her grandson purchased a cup of coffee at a McDonald's here in Albuquerque one morning, and they pulled over in the parking lot so that she could, and stopped so that she could take the lid off of the coffee and put some creamer in it. Unfortunately, it spilled in her lap. She was in a jogging suit, and it just absorbed that coffee almost immediately, and she couldn't get away from it. It was almost like an immersion burn. And long story short, in that 3 or 4 seconds, she suffered third-degree burns to her crotch and groin area that required 2 skin grafts and 8 days in the hospital. And she had never been in court before. She's just a hard-working lady that had come here to retire, a character. She was a character. And she asked McDonald's to please pay her medical expenses, which were less than $20,000, and they refused to. So at that point, she hired an attorney in San Antonio named Reed Morgan, and he and I associated on the case, and we litigated the case here in Albuquerque in the summer of 1994, the spill having been in '92. And the jury unanimously found in her favor that the coffee was scalding, that it was unreasonably hot, and that it should have been closer to 130 to 150 degrees was the message they sent, so as to avoid these kind of injuries. The jury deliberated for a couple of hours, and as we were told afterwards, they got hung up on punitive damages. How much were they going to award for punitive damages? And ultimately the verdict was $2.7 million for punitive damages, which constituted roughly 2 days of hot coffee sales as a punishment for being this reckless with this product. I leaned over to Mrs. Liebeck, who was standing next to me, and I said, "Mrs. Liebeck, I either want you to marry me or adopt me." And she immediately fired back, "Okay, son." And that's just the kind of person she was. And it was a just result, but it got turned upside down by the media and business and their public relations companies that they hired, and sort of made a perversion out of the whole justice system, in my estimation. This case is now utilized as a template or model in law school for tort classes dealing with product liability law. It is also the subject of a documentary that's just been accepted by the Sundance Film Festival to be shown in January 2011. This case, along with other cases, deal with how justice has been perverted and turned around by big business to try to make these things seem ridiculous. And it's just the ongoing battle between the average Joe on the street trying to get justice and big business and insurance companies trying to prevent it. And we would certainly like to talk to you to see if we could help you with your legal needs. You can reach us on our website at wagnerfordlaw.com. We look forward to seeing you.